If you're a hipster or a human dumpster fire, this is a place for you. You couldn't pay me to go to blank slutty lounge.
Now it goes from sulky lounge to sucky lounge
to
slutty lounge.
Especially on 80s night. Couldn't think of anything lamer if I tried.
Oh my God, these people really hate 80s.
They hate the 80s.
How do you think these Yelp reviewers are?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
Jeff London, DJ Jason Smith.
Here come the bang.
When the sun goes down, the music turns up. A whole new world opens up behind the velvet rope. Join us as we take you behind the scenes of the nightlife world.
Are you ready?
DJ Jason Smith, Jeff London. I'm the promoter, he's the DJ podcast, live from Boston, Massachusetts.
26. Jeff London, what's up, man?
Chilling. How you been?
I'm doing good, man. It's been another pretty couple crazy weeks, right?
Yeah. So if you guys have noticed, we've starting to do every other week on the episode. Bi-weekly.
That's what I think they would say, Jeffrey.
No, I think they would say bi-monthly.
Oh, yeah.
Bi-weekly would be too.
Let's edit that out.
It's all right. It just goes.
It sounds better.
It's a Jasonism.
One of those things, man.
Yeah, so we're doing bi-monthly, twice a month.
Twice a month. We still on Mondays.
Still on Mondays, every other week during this busy, extremely busy time for us. When things start to slow down, hope they never do, we might go back to the weekly. But,
this takes it almost back to that question we had a few months ago about where do you see it. Remember that question we got? Where do you see it, like, peaking and then lowering? I haven't seen a lowering yet. I think you said it's going to come in hot and then it was going to, like, fade out a little bit, then come back. It hasn't stopped.
It's hot. It's molten lava hot.
Well, you thought it was going to, like, start to slow down at the end of the summer a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? And then pick back up in the fall.
I mean, today is the first day of fall.
But that's what you predicted a few months ago, and it didn't die down at all.
I was wrong. I like to be wrong in that way, though.
Do you know what, man? Being wrong isn't always the worst thing in the world. That's how you learn.
Very true. Thanks.
Speaking of Rick Ross,
he was with us 2 weeks ago? Last week?
Last Friday.
Oh, yeah. Did you open for him?
I opened for him. And then 2 weeks before that was Fabulous.
How was Rick Ross the boss?
He's cool, man. He's got you forget how big his catalog is.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty big.
Like, and how much energy all those songs have. So it's always fun to see them. I had a great time with Fabulous, though. I forgot, like, how many records Fabulous had, too.
It's so ridiculous.
So crazy. And he had so many, like...
Well, he has
Ross
so many,
doesn't have that many female songs. Fabulous had a lot of female songs.
Yeah, he has a lot of... Well, he's, like, featured on a lot of songs, too. And he had so many mixtapes and everything.
Well, Ross is featured on so much stuff,
that's
though,
true,
too. Jesus.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. Well, we got a good episode lined up.
Well, when don't we have a good episode lined up? That's the question here.
Well, speaking of the question, we got a question of the week.
Cool, man. What's the question of the week, dude?
This one pertains to us probably in a lot of ways, I guess. What is the worst nightclub bathroom? And what's the best one? Because there are some grimy
But
ones.
there's a different... Sometimes... Oh, let's see. I know a few. I'll tell you the best one first, though.
What's the best one?
There's two for a tie. One's going to date me. One's going to date it. One's going to be dated. One's going to be current.
Okay.
The dated one is going to be the unisex bathroom on the second floor of Limelight.
Right.
There was never a line. It would just float. You know what I mean? And the second award goes to Live because their bathrooms are always on point, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, quick. I never have to fuck around. Worst bathroom was this place called, God, I hope I don't get murdered for this because I don't think I remember the name. Opium in New York City. I got sick. And as I'm in the bathroom, I'm holding the door shut, and people are trying to get in because it's only one door. And if you open that door and you're sitting on the toilet, it's taking out your knees. You know those bathrooms like where the door just barely touches the toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that was. Oh, and the bathrooms at the box were really cool.
What were they like?
The unisex bathrooms. I was using them one day, and I was like, why is there like something shining on the door in front of me? I look up, it's a mirror. I'm like, what the fuck is this mirror doing? All right, I look down. There's like two wood things that are like diagonal. So I thought it was like place to put your drink, but there was no place to put your drink because it would slide down.
Right.
And then I go to turn around, and there's a bench above the toilet seat. The bathrooms are made to have sex in. You put the girl on the toilet seat bench and put her feet in those diagonal things, and you watch in the mirror above your head.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, right?
Crazy. The worst one that I have is a place that's no longer here, so I can talk about it. But they didn't have a bathroom attendant to clean the floors or anything.
Oh, so it's just like a straight up like grunge bar situation.
No, but it was
there.
like a nice club. But it was like
Just except for the bathrooms?
except for the bath. I mean, the grossest, most smelling bathrooms.
Really?
And they had the, you know how there are fruit flies? There's also a thing like pea flies that those like fruit, they look like fruit flies, but they're attracted to pee, and they were just all over the bathroom. Finally, after like 5 years, they got a bathroom attendant and cleaned it out. It was like, they were just notorious for that. I used to actually go through the kitchen and go to the like chef's bathroom because it was like
I've done that
so
a lot
grimy.
too. Yeah.
It was like the grimy.
Ugh. That's crazy.
And then there was this other one, which no longer exists too. It was called Emerald, and it was kind of an Alice in Wonderland kind of.
That's
theme.
cool.
Or
No, I know what
No.
you're talking about. It was in the hotel, right?
yeah, was it Alice in Wonderland or
No, Wizard of Oz
Wizard
had
of Oz?
Emerald
yeah.
City.
Yeah. All right, so sorry, Wizard of Oz.
It was on the first floor of that hotel, right?
Yeah,
Revere Hotel?
correct.
Yeah.
So all the doors to the bathroom had mirrors on them. So the whole hallway was mirrored, and then the doors were mirrored as well.
Oh, that's cool.
There was only like green tiny light or red tiny light to show you where the bathrooms were.
That's amazing.
But when you get after it,
Yeah.
you're just staring in a room full of mirrors, and you're like,
It's, like,
where
fucked
is the
up,
bathroom?
right?
And there's like 5 or 6 bathrooms, but this is a hallway
that's
of mirrors.
cool.
So you're pulling on things, but it's really not the door. It's
Oh, that's awesome idea though. That's like I think I went to the bathroom once and it had one of those when you close the door, the it's glass, but when the door closes it gets solid again. You know
Oh,
what I'm
right.
talking about?
So like
a shaded window.
yeah. So
Yeah.
when you press the lock, it like
It like frosts up.
that's the end of our bathroom talk.
Yeah,
But it's very
interesting.
important. Yes,
It is. I
is
think
very
I've been like bathrooms in like smaller cities. That's like just like
Grimy.
that's like just going to like your neighborhood like bar
Yeah.
that like there's only one person works there and they put ice in the urinal
Yeah.
like it does something. That's amazing.
Well, once again, thank you for those questions.
Yeah, let's go.
I'ma get on Yelp.
Oh, we'll do a little Yelp action.
Yeah, man.
I'ma get on Yelp in a minute and review this piece of shit place.
Jeff's favorite segment and my favorite segment of the show, and I think a lot of our listeners' favorite segment of the show,
Right.
which is Yelp Reviews. Jeff, what you got this week, brother?
So I'm switching it up a little bit.
Okay.
We got to admit the names and places of this, but I believe I have a trio of Yelp reviews
From the same venue?
from the same damn place.
Oh my God, it must have been open a long time because they're spread out each are spread out by 3 years.
Right.
So this must be like a place that really sucks, but still for somehow reason has been there for 15 years.
Yeah, has to be.
Sweet. This is good. Let's go.
You ready?
Yeah.
The Daily C, he says, This is a definition of blank hipster. I'm omitting the city's name. On the original 80s night. What is you people's obsession with the 80s? Seriously, the 80s fucking sucked. The pop music sucked also. Anyway, this bar used to be for the career alcoholic old fucks. But ever since they started the 80s night and the Zodiac sign night, it's nothing but a bunch of hipster doofuses. The direct decorations in the bar are pretty cool if you like your drinking establishments to look like a secondhand shop from a couple decades ago. There's a bunch of old lunchboxes and radios and cheesy shit like that. And yes, there's a light up dance floor. Oh my God, I got too drunk and I had an orgasm because I felt like I was in a Michael Jackson video. It was so awesome. Ha, just kidding. This place sucks and is in a shitty part of town where nothing else is, so you can't even walk to it. Oh, in the back bar, sometimes I see people doing Jenkum right at the bar. Unbelievable. Blank, blank, blank. More like blank, blank lounge. Am I right?
That's so funny.
Loaded.
I know where this place is. I don't know. Obviously I see the city and like, what are you expecting, bro?
I know.
Your neighborhood got gentrified, kid.
Dude, this. What about Zodiac sign night?
Yeah, I'm very interested about that.
Yeah.
Is that a party I'm very unfamiliar with?
I mean, where my Aries at? Where my Leo's at?
Yeah, but I never.
I don't know. But I don't know what it would mean.
But I love this part. There's a bunch of the secondhand shop. You know what? This sounds like a place I definitely would hang out at.
Let's
be
go.
honest with you.
All right.
There's this place in Queens that I eat at that has everything on this thing. It describes this place I eat at all the time perfectly.
He changed the ending when I bleeped it out. He changed it from bleep sulky lounge to bleep sucky lounge.
Yeah, I got it now.
That's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
You ready for the second one?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Stephen C says, if you're a hipster or a human dumpster fire, this is a place for you. You couldn't pay me to go to blank slutty lounge.
Now it goes from sulky lounge to sucky lounge
To slutty
lounge.
Especially on 80s night. Couldn't think of anything lamer if I tried.
Oh my God, these people really hate 80s.
They
music.
hate the 80s.
How do you think these Yelp reviewers are?
I don't know. Not old enough for the 80s.
No. Which is weird because the first one was from 12 years ago.
So say 2010, 2009, right?
You're going to tell me that kid never lived in the 80s?
Not if he's 21.
All right. Well, yeah, you're right.
Maybe they're just like 70-year-olds doing these Yelp reviews.
They are. They're pissed their bar got gentrified.
Oh, man. All right. Chelsea M says, manager was a terrible source of fun.
Source of fun, quote.
Told us we couldn't smoke anything outside and kicked us out even though we had tickets for the night. Fucking bullshit. Drew is a douchebag. Oh, man.
Yeah, fuck you, Drew.
Yeah, Drew.
You're a douchebag.
They had tickets for the night, too. Tickets for 80s
The
night?
funny thing
Or Zodiac night.
this place must be popping if they got tickets, hard tickets to get in.
They get tickets to Zodiac night?
Dude, couldn't smoke anything outside. How is somebody going to regulate that? Oh, maybe they were too close to the door. They didn't want them smoking next to the door.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Drew sucks, though.
Drew's a douche.
I'ma get on Yelp. I'ma get on Yelp. I'ma get on Yelp in a minute and review this piece of shit place.
All right.
All right.
We got a special guest.
Yeah, we got a special guest in the house.
Our man, George. We welcome our man, the resident music
Advisor.
advisor.
Nerd. Music nerd.
No nerd.
The EDM nerd.
No nerd.
No nerd.
No nerd.
Our man, George. And today, George explains it all.
Today's episode of George Explains It All.
Trance music.
Trance.
Well, hello everybody.
What's up?
George.
I'm here to tell everyone that trance is Not dead,
Yes.
but it's almost. So,
It's on its last leg, that's for sure.
so I'm here to save it.
All right, Georgie, let's hear your rebuttal to saving house music,
Well, trance.
or your argument for saving trance music. Trance, I'm sorry.
Well, maybe give us the definition of trance or the.
So trance is basically a more melodic type of dance music. The BPM goes between 125 and 150, so it's actually faster than most house that we're used to.
Wider range.
Yes, wider range, but it skews on the faster part. So it's like 144 is pretty common. Trance is what was the biggest thing in like the 2000s. Like Tiesto used to be trance, Armin van Buuren used to be trance. I had LimeWire in my computer and I downloaded trance and I gave it AIDS. Jinx. So it was how I got into dance music. We all remember like Ferry Corsten, Paul Oakenfold.
Everything was like about like 133 to 135 BPM during that era of it, I believe, right?
Yes. And that's what they call right now classic trance. There are many other types of trance.
There's classic trance now. That's amazing.
Or
that's
like
when you know we're getting old.
OG trance. There are other kinds of trance. Like there's melodic trance, like Gareth Emery, which has a little bit more vocals. Trance songs tend to be longer, so because they have intro and outro space. So it's like pretty much similar to house in the sense that you mix in and out without people perceiving it, and that's like something cool, something I like about trance, versus like dubstep and other stuff where like they're clear cuts.
And they're almost like 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Some of those records are short. And some of the trance records are almost 8 to 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Like the Jonathan Peters remix of Whitney Houston. That was like 8:45.
Probably, yes. It's long.
It's crazy.
It gives the DJs more room to just experiment and do. In that era, trance used to be very minimal vocals. Now, the melodic part of trance is like the one that's still prevalent. And there is also another subgenre of trance that has kind of branched out, and it's its own genre now. I think it's like psytrance. Like psytrance and trance fans are not always the same people, because they started the same, and that's the beauty about dance music. And what I love about this segment is that talking about how some things start as one thing and then they branch out, and then when there's enough artists and enough music released under one sound, it becomes its own genre. Like everything used to be bass music, and now there's like dubstep, melodic bass, space bass. Same with house. House keeps branching, evolving as there's more people with access to the just production tools and stuff.
We need that for hip hop.
It's like a big family tree.
It is.
It is.
We need that to see the house field, whatever it's called. The house
Category
has the right idea. They branch off into other things. Hip hop is just rap/hip hop. I don't
Old
believe
school,
that it should
golden
be like
era,
that. Yeah, but it doesn't get categorized like
mumble rap.
It needs its official name, like the house category.
Yeah.
is.
Why don't you start naming them?
We need a petition.
Let's do it.
For it up.
What else?
Yeah, they branch off into other stuff.
So who are some of your favorite trance artists?
Ooh. Gareth Emery for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I like Gareth.
Old school Dash Berlin. I mean, I like Dash Berlin when he plays big room, but I also miss trance Dash Berlin. I think they were awesome. Dash Berlin's a they, not a him. Everyone take note. It's 3 people.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember that.
I did not know that.
Actually, the face is now not part of Dash Berlin. Like, his name is Jeff Sotorius.
Yeah.
He got kicked out of the thing, and they're in a legal battle, and they switch names every time.
That's crazy.
But as of now, like September 2021, Jeff is not part of Dash Berlin. Who else? I really like this new thing that's been happening that's like trance bass, like Seven Lions, which is like very melodic and uplifting, but it also like has the hard kicks and elements of trance. I think it's pretty good. I think that's the way trance is evolving and resurging in the US, because here the biggest thing is like bass. I like AU5, or however you pronounce that. We haven't booked him yet, so I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's AU5.
So where would you put Above and Beyond?
Abombian is interesting. Anjuna stuff is like its own thing. It's very melodic, it's very deep, it's very emotional. Their fans are like very loyal fans to them. They're very nice to other people.
I opened them for them one time, and
Really?
their fans were crazy. Like, people had tattoos of, like, Above and Beyond and shit. Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
My
crazy.
first tattoo is an Abombian tattoo.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Yes. Abombian is interesting because they connect in a way to people that's like for example, in their visuals, at the end of each show, they ask the promoter for all the names of the ticket buyers, and then the names of everyone that's in the room starts appearing.
You know what they did? I played with them. They actually,
awesome.
one of the DJs does all the visuals live as their DJ.
Yes.
It's crazy because I had the setup, and then they had a whole nother setup in the DJ booth for just visuals.
Yes. So they're live mixing visuals. They have this thing on every show. Someone goes and pushes the button. And then like the people like cry, and there's people that propose. Like Abombian is more than just an artist. I think it's a movement. Mm-hmm. However, they're not that transy. I think they are in
thought that I was wrong then. I stand corrected.
I think people in the trance community catalog them as big room trance because they have house elements too, and they have electro house elements too. And that's the big appeal. Like that's what appealed to me. It was because trance was like kind of monotonous. I don't know. I didn't have my ear developed enough to appreciate all types of dance music. But for a big room kid like myself, coming out of the trance era, discovering Armin van Buuren and Abombian was like the best thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So they are in the big room trance. I think that's the consensus amongst different parts, or Anjuna trance.
So would you say that Tiesto kind of did the same thing when he started off as trance, which I'm sure Above and Beyond did, but they just went with the times and just changed their sound like I have. Like I started DJing hip hop, and I just changed my style of DJing throughout the years to fit to what the people want. Some of these artists probably that you love that stayed trance, and then they got left on the bus. You know what I mean? The bus took off without them. You know what I mean? So
yeah, like Ferry Corsten is a good example. Gareth Emery, they have stayed
true to the genre.
Yeah, evolving a little bit because obviously tools also become better available. So you have better plugins.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The music quality
and more available to you than back then too.
Than ever. Yeah.
So saying that trance is not completely dead. You went to a festival 3 weeks ago. Were there any trance DJs there?
0
at the whole festival?
Holy
I mean, it was Seven Lions, but Seven Lions is its own thing because it's
kind of like Above and Beyond, right?
Kind of like Above and Beyond.
Just understand. I'm just using that as a reference for myself to understand a little bit.
So you're saying that the whole 3-day festival there wasn't a trance DJ?
I think there was some Trousy or trance bassy DJs on a side stage, tiny, like on the Friday.
So would that be the underground rave scene of today? Like the underground would be the trancey like dungeon with like 25 people like in one light. It's going like this, and then all they're listening to is trance, and that's it.
Kind of. I mean, there's still trance festivals in the US, 1 or 2.
Right.
I bet you it's super weird. It's probably like the Juggalos.
But I don't think
whoop whoop.
It can be cataloged as underground because it doesn't have underground connotations. Like
right.
It didn't start that way. Yeah,
and it didn't start that. It was the massive thing. Like what Big Room was in 2014 and what right now Tech House is, it was trance for a decade. Like
forever, yeah. Sasha and Digweed, all that shit, yeah. Like
people used to call trance EDM because as EDM or electronic music grows, people from the outside call just one thing. Or we all know all the people that say, "Oh, that's house," and it's actually dubstep because for them house equals EDM equals everything that's electronic.
Right.
Yeah. So for a bit, trance was EDM and everything was pop, rock, hip hop, whatever.
Wow, trance music by the mastermind.
Yeah, one time for
our man George. We know he's a busy man, so we appreciate him coming by.
I actually learned a lot. I don't know any of that shit,
I'm
man.
excited for the next version of George Explains It All.
The music mastermind.
Thank you again, George. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
we will see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, man. One time, George A.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't heard this music in a couple weeks, man.
Around, kids.
We had some packed.
It's story time.
Some packed shows.
Jeff. The names have been left out to protect the guilty.
Now, here's a little story I got to tell
Well, this is one of my favorite segments of the show. We haven't done it in a couple weeks. We've been a little busy. But this is story time with Uncle Jeff. Uncle Jeff, one time.
Thank you. This one's about meeting your idols. And sometimes it can be the worst. So, there's been...
They say don't meet your idols.
It's true. There's been athletes that I've looked up to that I've been nervous to meet because I don't want them to be... One of them suck at life. But last week...
Yeah, because you don't personally know how these people are on a personal level.
Until you really meet them, until I deal with them.
It kind of like pops your fucking bubble as far as like that fantasy of this. You think this guy's totally something that he's not, and you don't have any facts to back up how they are.
Right. Well, most of the time...
It's just a lot of fantasizing, yeah.
So last week, this is a recent one, actually. I've seen this guy DJ probably 20 to 25 years ago. Been following his career forever. Seen him in different parts of the country and parts of the world, actually. Mm-hmm. One of the godfathers of his style of music. So we're sitting there pre-shift, and he comes in for sound check.
Yeah.
Sound check, and I'm just staring. I'm like 10 feet away from this stage.
Well, I know who this is, so I know he's like a real OG, like
super OG.
Yeah.
So I looked up in the DJ booth, and the lights are on and everything, and I'm just staring, and he's just like 10 feet away, and so I'm like, oh man, gotta go say hi to this guy,
Yeah, of course.
So he finishes his sound check, and I try to intercept where he's walking. He goes over to
sorry, you're going to the bathroom too?
Yeah. So I intercept, basically walk by the guy that was handling him from our side of the thing, introduces me to him,
Was he by himself?
Yeah, he had no tour manager, nothing. No,
that's OG shit.
Yeah, no tour manager, no handler, no assistant, no nothing. So we started...
Like, I don't need that shit.
Yeah, so we just started talking, chatting it up. Tell him the last time I saw him, 04, Avalon, blah, blah, blah. He's like, Jeff,
where, Avalon here?
Yeah, Avalon, Boston.
I didn't know there was one.
Oh, yeah.
Was it affiliated with one in L.A. and New York?
It was the first one, I believe.
Oh, Avalon started here, then moved to L.A. and then New York?
I could be wrong about that, but
wow.
This is talking about 90s, 2000s.
Yeah, but back then we had, like, clubs that were in multiple cities.
Yeah,
you don't really have that anymore.
Not really.
Tile Group has some. Yeah. That's about it.
One Oak.
But they just got the trademark. They weren't really operating it.
So the night gets started, go up. Oh, we left because he started talking about tequilas, and he has this new tequila coming out, or he has it coming out. And so he's by himself. So I'm like, I catch the end of his set. All the tables are seated. It's 12:30 in the night, and I'm near the DJ booth trying to get some pictures for content,
some video and stuff for the social media.
So then he looks over and he's like, I'm not going to do his accent or anything. So he's like, hands me some tequila. We start doing tequila. I'm loving this.
Was it his tequila?
No, it wasn't even. It was. I got to change his. He needs an assistant. He needs a new rider. He's drinking shitty tequila. Like, we need to switch it up.
Oh my god, he had Patron.
No, we don't even carry Patron.
Jose Cuervo?
Yeah, no.
Yellow Jose Cuervo?
It was like the blue. It was, yeah. Well, anyways, so we started drinking. Then we started drinking some more. And then we were chatting. He finishes his set. He's like, I want to stay for a couple of drinks. He had no handler. The guy that was handling him from our end was like, Jeff, can you
I want to go home. Can you handle him now?
Yeah. And I'm like, absolutely. And I'll walk him over to the hotel, make sure they get inside.
For our listeners that don't know, the hotel's directly across the street.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's not a big task.
So I was like, I got to get something. I asked him for his headphones. I'm like, tell me. He's like, no. He's like, I need these for the next
tomorrow.
Because I just saw Tiesto, every night he signs headphones, throws them in, so I couldn't do it. So I'm like, I got to have something.
Oh my god, you're like a little kid at a baseball game.
And I never asked.
Baseball.
I never asked. I never asked. But we're sitting down there slugging tequila for almost till like 3:30. No,
You're-
not 2:30 in the morning.
So you waited an hour and a half for that window to open up where you could take advantage of him being drunk and be like, "Yo, them headphones, break them off."
No, but he's like, let me sign something. But I was like, I'll walk you back, whatever. He's like, drink with me. I'm like, absolutely. So we started talking about music. He's like, I'll sign something for you. I can't give you my headphones. So he drew me this picture.
I actually saw the
it's
picture.
pretty amazing.
It's fucking awesome. I was kind of
So
jealous.
I walk him back, and he's like, "Oh, I have a big suite up here." He's like, "Let's continue the conversation about music." And I'm like, "This is gonna be awesome." So we go,
Epic night.
yeah. So we go up there, and probably hung out for another hour or so, just talking about music. And I left there, gave the man a hug, and he actually texted me the next morning. He was like, "Great time hanging." And it
That's
was
pretty
like,
cool.
And I didn't text back because I'm leaving it at that. And I hope,
Hell
I
yeah,
hope
bro.
I'm leaving it on that note. I hope I never see him again. But that night I'll never forget, and that's story time with Uncle Jeff.
That's amazing. One time, man. That happened to me one time. Satellite Records, New York City. Sitting in Satellite Records, and I'm like, this is back in the day, like we had to pull records off the wall and play them on a turntable with the headphones, like to hear what songs they were, because there's no way those songs would ever be heard any other way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you were at a club. I mean, geez, you had to find music on your own. House music. Satellite Records was a house music store.
Right, definitely.
So Scribble's in there pulling mad records, and they were on his dick because he was huge at that time.
Yeah.
Like, first DJ on television. I've had plenty of interactions with Scribble prior to this meeting.
Right.
And it was just a coincidence. Like, back then, we didn't have cell phone. Oh, damn, I'm, like, old. But, like, you couldn't contact people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, shit, whatever. So Scribble's pulling records, and we're trading music, and like we had a relationship prior to this, but still, it's still like somebody I don't have any contact with outside of like his manager. You know what I mean? So I didn't have a direct line to speak to him, so it was like a nice time. So we're trading records, and all of a sudden I gave him this record. I was like, dude, I really wanted this record. This record's fire. He listened to it. He loved it. He's like, bro, can you get me one of those? I said, yeah, no problem. Go to the lady. Can you grab another one of these for Scribble? Oh, this is the last one? Oh, okay. Scribs, you know what, man? You're like my idol, bro, and I really fucking appreciate you. But this is the last one. This one I really wanted. Right, so at the end he's like, "I got you, bro. It's good." This guy's got a stack,
Right.
fucking.
Wait, so you
one
did-
record wasn't breaking him, right? So then I pack up my shit. I gotta go because I used to take the bus from upstate New York to New York City to cop my records. So I go, Scribs, you do me a favor, you sign one of my records for me. He's like, "Of course, man." He called me Boogie. So I pull out the record. It's the record that he wanted. That he couldn't have.
No.
So I have this record on my wall to this day.
That's awesome.
I don't have all the records signed that I've had signed on my wall. There's only a very few. Like D Nice is like one of my close friends, and he wrote D Nice's message on his record. So I posted that, and the first one I did was Busta Rhymes. That's up there, and then there's Scribble says, "To my guy Boogie, first come, first serve, I guess, huh? Ha ha ha, DJ Scribble."
That is awesome. Give me an applause for that one. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. I couldn't give it to him, man. Oh, no. Know what you had to do back then? Instead of pulling records, they would actually have a snippet on the website.
Yeah, on DJ City they did. But that's,
No, they didn't. Or I'd hear it on the website somehow. And then I'd write down the records, and then that's how I knew about what songs I wanted. So, yep, that's that. Oh, shit. Know what time it is? Breaking news.
The PNN. Positive News Network.
With your host, Jeff London. This just in.
The Fugees are back on tour.
Whoa! No, I didn't even know that.
Miss Lauryn Hill, Wyclef, Praz have announced that they plan to take to the stage in the first
Let's
world
see how
tour
this goes, though.
in 25 years.
No, it's their 25th anniversary.
Correct, which was the last time they did a world tour.
Damn.
15 years ago, they broke apart. They did some other tours and stuff like that.
I saw them not Up in Smoke, it was called Smoking Grooves.
Smoking Grooves.
Dude, that tour was sick. It was Tribe Called Quest, Fugees, and like some other Common, I think.
Wow, that's a good one.
Oh, I was a baby.
But it's also, you correct, it's the 25th anniversary of the masterpiece, The Score.
Oh, what a great album.
So they announced New York, Jersey, DC, Chicago.
I got it right here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude. Well, first of all,
LA probably.
well, New York didn't get announced yet. The same.
No, they're not announcing it. It's going to be a surprise show.
Wait, I know where it is. I just fucking saw something about it.
Really? You might be the first to know.
Oh, shit. It's at the Seaport on the rooftop of the Seaport, South Street Seaport.
You just telling everybody?
Yeah, because it was on the internet.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, I saw it somewhere else, but it's not on here.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be a private show.
Oh, you want to know where I saw it? Ticketmaster, when I purchased my tickets this morning.
To what?
For New York. It's my birthday.
Wait, you going to their show?
Yeah, I got third row in the top level.
Are you really going?
Yeah, I just bought tickets this morning.
That's unbelievable.
I got really good seats. It's my birthday present to myself. My birthday is the 27th. The show's the 26th. So it's Chicago at the
Should we
United
say,
Center.
ooh la la la?
Ooh la la la. Okay, Chicago, Oakland. That's pretty dope. L.A., Atlanta, Miami, New Jersey, D.C., Paris, France. Ooh, maybe I have to go to London to the O2. I've always wanted to see a show there. London, O2, Nigeria, and Ghana.
Wow.
It's not that many dates, so these aren't. It's not like a tour. It's like a flying day tour,
Yeah.
and it's not. It's only for like a month and a half.
You think that'll be the last time to do anything together?
I mean, we all need some money sometimes, don't we? Well, the cool part about this is I just typed this in a little while ago, and it's like it's such a big deal that like CNN's reporting it.
Yeah.
USA Today, Variety. What else is Billboard? Yahoo? Like everybody, all the news outlets, including Rolling Stone, are writing like huge. Articles on.
Nobody
on
thought they would be back together.
I actually saw Lauren a few years ago.
I've seen Lauren. I've seen Wyclef. I've seen Pras.
I've only seen them together once. Was that up in
Two of the three have come.
Grooves?
Two of the three have come to the club.
That's amazing. I actually DJ'd Wyclef John's VMA after party at Duvet in New York City.
Nice.
That's pretty amazing.
I think he's the most talented. Well, I think she's talented as well.
Oh, she's like the queen bee. I saw her after the Dave Chappelle show.
Yeah. She showed up. She showed up so late to this concert.
Oh, the whole time she was performing too, she kept on hitting her ear. Like she's like her ears are like, I don't know, like to her monitor guy.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what ears are, we call ears the monitors because you don't have so many monitors on stage. And she was just like up, down, too loud. She wasn't even performing. She was more or less like trying to get her monitors correct in her ears. It was crazy. Kind of like took away from the beauty of it a little bit because she's like the queen. You know, I just put her and like Miss Badu at the same thing. Actually, I'm gonna go see her next week.
I'd say Lauren's better.
I would say also, but they are just two of the top soulful women of our generation.
Right. I'll give you that one.
Songwriting wise. Oh, and Mariah Carey, because I didn't know she wrote any of her own songs, which is pretty amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
But I'm going to see Miss Badu at the end of the month with West Side Gun and Questlove.
Nice.
I'm excited about that. I think it's next Friday. Or next Thursday. Radio City Music Hall.
Well, another great episode today.
Awesome. Get those Fugees tickets. They're gonna be hard to get.
Yeah, it'll be real hard to get.
I had to call in a little favor for that one.
A little favor?
Yeah, but it was worth it, man.
So make sure you check us out. I'm the promoter. He's the DJ on all platforms.
All platforms.
Merchandise is still up there. BigNightShop.com.
Yeah, get your merch. You see Jeff's hat? Show him your hat, bro. That shit is fire, son. Fire starter.
I'm a fire starter.
Look at that hat. Get that hat. The camera's over here, Dodo. Oh, let's talk about something else real quick. Yo, check out that. I put Jeff onto something this week called the fucking DJ Premier shit.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what's up.
That's what's yeah.
Yo, everybody check out my guy DJ Premier's new show on YouTube called That's What's Up.
He
It takes
breaks-
about like 5-6 minutes.
5-6 minutes. He breaks
short.
down amazing songs and how they came to fruition. It's pretty awesome.
And this week's episode is D'Angelo.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really good. So you guys check that out. He breaks down like where he got the sample from, what like some secrets were in the studio. So yeah,
cool.
I wanted to make sure we plugged that because it's super entertaining, and Jeff was super psyched when I told him about it.
I watched the whole season.
I know, and I'm not really one of those guys that go on to the you just like, you know,
binge it heavy.
but I don't even listen to podcasts, so I thought this was so interesting. So, and that thing I put you on too, that Mark Ronson special on Apple
Yeah.
TV is dope too. So check those out, man.
Absolutely.
Tell us what you think we should be checking out as far as music-wise, documentaries and shit goes too.
Yes, sir.
You can find me at Jason Smith Music on my IG. You find my brother at
Jeff London _
One Time.
Peace.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
Jeff London, DJ Jason.